What do you do the moment a doctor tells you something needs a closer look? That single sentence can turn a normal Tuesday into a week of worry, and so much of that worry comes down to one thing: waiting. Waiting for an appointment, waiting for a machine, waiting for someone to actually explain what the images show. Today, I want to talk about a place that has built its entire approach around closing that gap between concern and clarity, and doing it with a level of warmth you don't always expect from a room full of high-tech medical equipment. Welcome back to the Next Biz Thing. I'm Markus J. Diplama, and this show exists because I believe some of the most important innovation happening right now isn't loud, it isn't flashy. It's happening in clinics, in small teams, in places built by people who decided the standard version of an industry wasn't good enough, so they built something better. Today's spotlight takes us to Wolfsburg, Germany, and a diagnostic imaging center that has quietly become a model for what modern radiology can look like when precision and genuine human care are treated as equally important. The practice is called Diagnostikzentrum Radiologie Wolfsburg, and at its core, it's a center built around one clear mission: combine state-of-the-art medical imaging technology with the kind of personal attention that makes patients feel like more than a case number. Physician-led and independently run, the practice brings together an experienced team of specialist doctors and medical professionals who work in close coordination so that every patient who walks through the door is met with both technical excellence and a genuinely human touch. Let's talk about what they actually do, because the range here is impressive. At the center of their work is MRT, magnetic resonance imaging, which allows doctors to see organs, joints, and soft tissue in remarkable detail without a single trace of radiation. For anyone who has ever felt uneasy about repeated scans, that radiation-free quality matters. Alongside MRT, the center offers CT, computed tomography, using modern low-dose technology to produce high-resolution cross-sectional images while keeping radiation exposure as low as possible. That balance, getting the clarity doctors need while protecting the patient's long-term health, is exactly the kind of quiet innovation that doesn't always make headlines, but makes a real difference in people's lives. They also provide digital X-ray diagnostics, fast and precise imaging with reduced radiation dose, and a full mammography program, including 3D mammography or tomosynthesis for breast diagnostics with the highest level of accuracy. For anyone who has gone through a mammogram appointment feeling anxious about what the results might show, having access to the most advanced tomosynthesis technology, paired with a team that takes time to explain what's happening, can make an enormous difference in how that experience feels. But what really stood out to me researching this center is how far they go beyond simply capturing images. They offer pain therapy through targeted radiation treatment, a gentle approach for chronic complaints, and periradicular therapy, a CT-guided injection treatment used to calm irritated nerves, often for patients dealing with persistent back or nerve pain who are looking for an alternative to surgery. This is a center that isn't just diagnosing problems, it's actively involved in helping patients manage and treat them. Then there's the preventive care side of what they do, and this is where I think their philosophy really shines. They offer prostate MRT, an advanced early detection option that allows doctors to examine the prostate in detail without any radiation exposure at all, giving men a thorough, comfortable path to catching potential issues early. And they offer whole-body MRT, a comprehensive early detection scan that looks across the body for signs of concern before symptoms even appear. In a world where so much of healthcare is reactive, waiting until something hurts before investigating, this kind of proactive, preventive imaging represents a real shift in how people can take charge of their own health. One detail I appreciated is that the center has created a library of explainer videos, breaking down what happens during an MRT, a CT scan, or other procedures in clear, approachable language. It's a small thing, but it speaks to a bigger value. They want patients to walk in informed, not intimidated. Understanding what a machine is going to do to you and why takes so much of the fear out of a medical appointment. That kind of transparency is something more healthcare providers could stand to learn from. The center also works closely with referring physicians, offering a dedicated pathway for doctors who need fast, reliable diagnostic partners for their patients. And practically speaking, they've built their scheduling around real patient needs too, offering short-term and emergency appointment options alongside standard online booking, because health concerns rarely wait for convenient timing. What sets Diagnostikzentrum Radiologie Wolfsburg apart, in my view, isn't any single machine or technique. It's the combination. It's a team of specialist physicians and medical staff who have clearly worked together long enough to move efficiently, paired with a genuine commitment to short waiting times and clear communication. It's a practice that invests in the newest imaging technology while never losing sight of the fact that behind every scan is a person who is probably a little nervous and just wants clear answers. Their own language captures it well. They want patients to leave not just well examined, but well cared for. That distinction matters more than people realize. Anyone can install an MRI machine. Not every clinic manages to build a culture where physicians take the time to talk patients through their results, where medical assistants are attentive to the small human details, like remembering that most people are anxious in an unfamiliar imaging suite. That culture, from what I can see, is baked into how this center operates day to day. Why does this matter beyond Wolfsburg? Because it points to something bigger happening in diagnostic medicine right now. As imaging technology keeps advancing, low-dose and radiation-free options keep expanding, preventive scanning keeps becoming more accessible, the centers that will lead the next chapter of healthcare are the ones that pair that technology with real patient-centered care. Precision and compassion aren't in competition with each other. The best clinics prove that you can have both, and that when you do, patients trust the process, follow through with early detection, and ultimately catch problems while they're still manageable. If you're in the Wolfsburg area, or know someone who is navigating a diagnosis, a referral, or simply wants to be proactive about their health with a whole body or prostate screening, Diagnostikzentrum Radiologie Wolfsburg is absolutely worth knowing about. A team of dedicated specialists, some of the most advanced imaging technology available, and an approach that treats every patient like a person first and a case file second. That's a combination worth spotlighting. That's our show for today. I'm Markus J. Diplama, and this has been the Next Biz Thing. Until next time, keep your eyes open, because the next great business, the next real innovation, might be closer than you think.